Hello, hello, hello. My name is Elias and I'm the developer of Fallacy, and this is a progress report number 2 I'm going to be doing for the game, and now with more occasional reports than last time, if you know what I mean. But now let me show some progress I've done. This game is well, it's in a progress. I tell you, it is going to still take some time in order to make it ready, but I want to show some behind-the-scenes things in order to make it kind of understandable in the bigger sense of the word. And as you can see, this is a testing map I have, and it has some random events. These all do different things, and especially let me show what I have on here while we go ahead. Actually, one of the things I do love about game development is the fact that I really don't know much about it at all in the previous sense, but I'm doing progress. I'm doing great progress so far with what I have. Limited things. As you can see, this is the game screen right here. We have the full screen effect and such, going kind of working okay. The timer is just a kind of a random thing I'm looking at when I test about how to spawn events on certain maps and such. If you don't know, basically when I make this world of ours, it is going to be like a mix of random things and mix of procedural generation and mix of handcrafted things. As you can see, what I'm now putting here, this is the spawning script for the whole, like the items and things that are appearing on the screen. As you can see, it's still spawning things and such. Yeah, whoa, wonderful. As you can see, let me do some explaining here. So these are the spawnings of artifacts on the map. Artifacts are something like that you can find on the adventures, and they are quite powerful things, and there are only limited amount of them, but they are now visualized with this circle that just says artifact. This is very good for development, and as you can see, here are some. I'm using this engine RPG Maker, and these are the default characters of RPG Maker. I'm just kind of testing out how to make a kind of like a different sort of characters spawn on the map. And currently we have. Let's look at the information. If we have the information here, we have population is 200 dungeons. We have 3 dungeons. Some dungeons that have spawned the map. As you can see, we have 2 over there. Not very good positions, but not to worry, it's just a test. And dungeons are places that you can go and get some loot and such, and yeah, that's that. Then there's guilds on this map. Like every map is divided on a lovely structure of guilds. I mean, like people that we have here. These are the NPCs. So NPCs, guilds, clans and nations. Let me explain something about that. So basically, when you have a map, you can have this sort of like a cooperation sort of like things like guilds. They are like services in a map, like let's say a wood cutting firm or something like that. These are guilds, and they are something that more the map has. There's more competition, but of course the owner of the map is going to be very, very happy. Also, there are going to be clans possibly within the map, and this is going to be something that basically flows within itself, a kind of fascinating way. It's not scripted in a sense that it always does the same thing, because it depends on the relationship between each of these. So idea is that the power structure is NPC is the lower bottom, then there's guilds that NPCs kind of run. Then the next thing is clans that are basically kind of like families of people that try to compete for the power of within the area. And if there's one clan ruling the area, well, they're going to be very, very happy clans, I tell you that. And then there's a nation. Nation is something that owns many different areas around the whole place, and meaning about there's going to be more maps. There's quite a big world map out there, and nations are something that like the beginning kingdom of Carolingia in the game. It is a great place. There's a power structure and all of that sort of thing, and that owns that can own many maps. Clans own a few regions at most, I suppose. They do not really own much compared to nations. And as you can see, how it has passed. So there's like a time script and all that sort of nonsense even going on the background. Yes, a lovely thing. Let's go and stroll around the map. This is just like, okay, we have a lair. Lairs are basically You can have like goblin lairs, this sort of like enemy lairs that just like spawn around, and they can start having creatures around them. It's as you can see, their position is not the most best, because it's currently just random things. I'm going to be making it that there's no random completely on it, but I want it to be having like this sort of lovely flow. Power-ups are very lovely things. You can have perhaps some items that are very, very powerful and handy when it comes to the game, you know, level ups and this sort of things that can be found, and they are not as common as you can see on the screen. Like there's quite a lot of them just spawned here, and then we have people here. This is the maps are going to be actually a bit bigger, but you know, 200 NPC population is not that bad actually. It's quite actually good amount. The big problem I've had with the development so far is that I would like to make the biggest cities I've ever had, like the biggest of the biggest, but the problem is when I try to do that, there's always limitation of the engines, and the engine is not designed to do this sort of thing. So that is a problem, and I've kind of done a solution for it to limit the population numbers. I would have liked to have like 10,000 different NPCs to stroll around, but the computer starts to flicker and do this all sort of crazy things, so we're not going to do that. But I tell you, this is looking very, very good, at least on my eyes, and you know, it's kind of like this crazy amount of just objects on the screen. But the thing is, this is all of the NPCs, they are going to be, of course, moving. They're not going to just stand around. That's going to be just a test. Artifacts are actually going to be visible. Monsters are actually going to be like going around and such. Yeah, and such. You can see some houses that I've spawned in. The houses are going to be working a little bit differently. I've actually figured out a way to do that, but very well is the progress going with this whole thing, because the thing is, if I would like to make just a scripted experience, it would be a very easy cake, because I tell you, I could just make it like, hey, this is the game and such, but I want to make something that people are going to be playing hours upon end, and the experience is going to be different each time. So let's see how that will go, my friends. Let us see how that will flow in the end. Thank you for following the progress report of Final Fallacy. If you want to join our community, there's a link down in description, and that is a Discord server that I'm building currently for the game. The game is actually, you know, I have to admit, the public development of the game hasn't been not very public at all. So I'm basically starting from the scraps, but you know, that's how life goes, I suppose. And the thing is, it's a game I truly believe has potential, but I just need to grind up on it and share information like this as it is developed. Thank you for following the progress. I wish you now good day. Press the like button and subscribe button if you want to see more of these lovely nonsense videos. Thank you very much.